Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to get the OTP code from an SMS using the SMS user consent API automatically from message without the user manually typing it in Flutter Android. Now this is only Android specific. Now if you know, there are two APIs for this. One is this SMS retriever API and second one is this SMS user consent API. We will be using the SMS user consent API. If you have if you want me to make a video about SMS retriever API as well, do let me know in the comments. So what the user consent API is, so basically, like, suppose the user enters his phone number and he goes to the OTP screen, and once your backend sends the OTP to the user will see this particular pop-up like allow Zomato to read the message below and enter the code. And once the user clicks on allow, we will actually get the entire message. Then we will have to filter out the OTP from that message, and then automatically we can pop up. Now I am not using any backend to send SMS. Like, obviously I will try to keep it as real as possible. So to send SMS I am using a service called Twilio. The reason I am using it because without even registering my credit card or debit card, I can automatically send messages to a particular phone number. So what I will try to simulate it. Basically in a normal production flow would be like, user will enter a phone number, he will click on a button, he will go to the OTP screen, and once the user clicks on that submit mobile number button, it will call some backend service. Your backend service will call some SMS service to send SMS OTP code to the user, right? So I haven't created a backend, but I will manually go to Twilio console and send an SMS, but it will be a real SMS. And once I receive the SMS, I will fetch that OTP code from that particular SMS. So firstly, let's have a look at the demo. Okay guys, so as you can see, here is the output. Now I just have one button. Assume that the user has already entered his mobile number and he will click on the get OTP button. Now I don't, like I told you, I don't have a backend service, right? I will click on the OTP button. It will start listening for newer SMS, but I will show you the code in a bit. But apart from that, you will also need to call your backend service, which will trigger the OTP message. I will just go to Twilio and manually send the OTP message to me. So first we will have to click on this button, so it will start the user consent API. I'll click on it, and here is the toast message for it. Now sorry, the output is little blurred because I will send the SMS message via Twilio to my app. So I'll just click on send test. I have hard coded my mobile number. Again we are back to our output, and here you can see I have received the message. I will also show you the message because there is some sample text attached to it, like your sample test verification code is this, because we need to segregate later on the OTP from our SMS, because we get the entire SMS content. And here you can see it is telling me to read this. If I click on allow, here you can see I got the OTP code. Now what if just at the time when I click get OTP, some other message come to my mobile? Then this will cause issues. Okay, but I think this is a very little chance for that. So it's up to you how you want to do it, but I think there is very little chance for that. Yeah, now let's look at the code. So here is my Flutter project, and as you can see inside my main.dart file, everything is by default. So I have just refactored this home page widget to be a stateful widget, and here I have created a method channel called SMS permission platform, and here I have also created an event channel because we want to constantly listen for that SMS message or OTP once our native Android side has detected it, and it will send with the help of this event channel back to our Flutter side. So given that we will have to write some native code for this, and inside so here I have created a subscription for this. This is a variable which will actually tell us the OTP. So here you can see inside the init state we are registering it, and once we get the data, I'm just populating in this particular variable. So here you will get the actual OTP, and here we are disposing our subscription as well. And if you see my UI, I just have one text button. So similarly, assume that like this text button is the same text button like once we enter a mobile number and the user clicks on this text button, right? So here I'm invoking this user consent API, but in your case you will also need to make an API call to your backend, which will actually send the SMS message to you, right? And then redirect to the OTP screen or whatever screen you have. So make sure you add that particular code for a production app, but here I'm just calling this invoke method API, which will actually, because we need to start the user consent first, okay, then only the user will see that pop-up which I have shown you in the output. Otherwise they won't see that pop-up. Okay, so apart from calling your backend to send the SMS, you will also need to call this particular method, which I will show you shortly the implementation. And here, as you can see, I'm just displaying this OTP inside this text field, but you can inside this text widget, but you can take a text field widget as well and populate in that particular text field widget. Now that's it for the Flutter side. Now you will have to open the Android folder inside Android Studio. I have already opened it. Firstly, you will have to go to project, and here you will have to go to build.gradle. Scroll down, and here you will have to add these two dependencies. So I have just copy pasted these two dependencies from the documentation itself. So copy this. Also I have gone to settings.gradle and I have updated the Kotlin version as well. So as you can see, I have updated the Kotlin version from this settings.gradle file. Next you will just click on sync now. Here you will see a sync now button, just click on it. Okay, then you will have to go to main activity. You can do this via VS Code as well, like it's just that you will get proper IntelliSense if you try to do it via Android Studio. So if you see, if I go to my settings.gradle, I have done the same thing of updating Kotlin version, and here inside build.gradle I have added these two dependencies. Okay, next I will go to src main and Kotlin main activity.kt. So firstly you will have to add, again I'll go back to Android Studio because that way I can explain it better. So these are all the imports which you will have to add firstly. Okay, next I will scroll down. So here as you can see, I have created a network event channel. So this is our main activity. Okay, so this is our network event channel. I have used the same name what I have defined it on the Flutter side. Here is our event channel which will help us to send data back to Flutter side. I will come back to this later on. Ignore this for now, and I will also come back to this later on. So firstly you will have to override this configure Flutter engine method, and here we register our method channel called SMS permission platform. And again this same identifier which we have defined it on the Flutter side, and here we have this particular method called start consent API. So as soon as our button is clicked, I'm basically calling this particular code. Now you don't have to add this success listener or failure listener, you can remove it. Like from what I have observed, it always succeeds. So basically once this is called, it will start listening for our message. Now it will only listen for certain period of time. I'm not sure what exactly is the period of time. It won't receive continuously. But here you can see I have also passed here null. The reason I have passed null over here because I don't know the number from which the OTP will be delivered to the user, right? Sometimes you might know it, that will handle by whatever service you are using to send the SMS OTP to the user, right? We don't know. Some of you might know it if you have created your own service. If you are using a service called AWS Twilio, you won't know it, right? It might be different number every time. So here you can see I have just passed this as null. So if you don't know the mobile number or a number which will send you the OTP, I'm not talking about the mobile number which has been sent to your backend. I'm talking about the mobile number which will send the user the OTP. That's why I have passed it null over here. And here you can see for all other methods I have just done result not implemented. Now here we are also initializing our event channel. So as you can see, I have just created this network event channel. We are listening for it. So here we initialize our attach event, and on cancel we make it as null. Now coming back to our code of broadcast receivers. So firstly I'll show you this. So here we have to use a broadcast receiver to continuously listen for messages. So here I'll again scroll down a little. So here inside I'm overriding this on resume method. Also one more thing, I'm using Flutter fragment activity instead of Flutter activity. So you have to change this to Flutter fragment activity. Again I'll scroll down. Here inside on resume we are registering our receiver, and inside on pause we are unregistering our receiver. So this will actually help us to listen for messages. Okay, so this is the code. Now coming back to our actual broadcast receiver, again I'll scroll up. So here is our broadcast receiver. So once the SMS has been retrieved, we basically need to get the SMS retriever status. So this is how you do it. Then once we have the status code, if it is success, again depending on what version of Android you are using, we get the consent intent. And once we have the consent intent, we just pass to this SMS consent request, which I have created at the top. I will show you shortly. We just pass this consent intent to it, and here this is just for catching exception, and in case if there is any timeout, I'm also displaying a toast message. But if you want, you can remove this. But in case of timeout, again you will have to call this particular thing again, SMS retriever dot get client, SMS retriever dot get client code again. So again I'll just scroll up, and so here is your timeout. Okay, now what we so again handle it however you feel like. Now coming back to our actual register for activity result, again I'll just maximize this. So once we get the result, here you see we get the actual message from our OTP. Now if you remember, my actual message from the OTP contain this specific thing. So this is the message from my OTP. So whatever OTP, so most of you might be having something like this, right? Your OTP is 12345. So your OTP is a constant text. Like make sure you have some constant text inside your message. It will be there because only the OTP part changes, the rest of the message remains the same. So from what I am doing is that I am extracting that OTP from our message. I am doing it over here, so I am getting only the verification code, which is the OTP, and here you can see I am sending it back to Flutter side. So yeah, that's it. I'll simply show the entire code again, in case if you have missed it or confused with the way I was going back and forth. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.